Back again today. Not feeling too good, so I'm just gonna keep playing. But if I stay up, like, past bedtime, sort of. Okay, so you got the body down?
Your race descent has only worsened since I
Aren't they
last
wait?
saw you. You have really let yourself go. Don't be
Interesting
vulgar.
asking about that.
White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that.
You keep telling yourself that.
Mr. Claire is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront polycultural capital.
Mm-hmm.
Something your race, naivistic communists, never did.
Communists are a race now?
Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline.
Okay.
Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic.
My jam is a mysterious force thing. Enough of this.
He looks toward the harbor, motionless, the tattoos on his face like a web of stone.
Well, I figure he's not with the Hardy Boys because, Okay, let's go see if he broke that body getting it down. I assume he's not with the Hardy Boys because they need someone big and strong to guard the bridge. Pardon me. Oh yeah, I have a whole bunch of bottles to sell.
The tear machine stands in the corner. Your bottles clunk into the machine.
Go. Is there something I wanted to buy here?
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants. The packages are small,
Croissants.
discreet, sloppily stacked, making them easier to take unnoticed. No need to worry about knocking over a display.
I mean, I'm kind of interested in stealing a raincoat, but, would it be useful though, raincoat? +1 endurance? Well, for now we gotta go...
All around you, rain falls on the great city of Revachol. Rain drips from the eaves and floods the gutters, washing the filth away. The spring thaw must be here. The snow is melting.
What am I doing?
Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping from your hat.
What do I see?
Grey sky like great battleships, clouds colliding with one another. Rain falls down on the world.
How does it feel?
Humid. Your coat shields you from the rain while the city shivers around you.
West to the west.
Sheets of rain over the water. A flight of stairs leading into the ocean. Wave after wave washing the coast of Martinaise, with its motorboats and gently swaying reeds. The ruins of a half-sunken sea fort crumble on an inlet beyond the Bay of Revachol. Ghosts rise into the sky.
Motherfucker, finish thought. What's down the shore?
Urban coastline, rain dripping, cold
whoops.
city, end of all lines.
I accidentally hit the space bar. Rain dripping off eternite covered roofs. Cinder blocks left over from half-finished construction, a defunct research and development building once seized by revolutionaries. An old wooden church stands on stilts above water. Who are you, ghosts?
The skyscrapers of La Delta, the financial district. Faint golden light seeps from the office windows. Will you ever go there?
Will I?
No, you are just one of the hundreds of thousands who watch them rise across the bay from Martinez every day.
Run your fingers through your dampened hair.
Your hair is an oily mess flecked with ash from neighboring coal plants. Smokestacks rise somewhere in the distance.
What's to the east?
The great gates of the industrial harbor are locked. A chill runs down your back. You shudder like an animal trying to shake water from its hide.
Shake your shoulders.
You shudder, looking down at your feet. Dirty rainwater runs veins into the plaza's snow. You realize you have no shoes on. Your feet are red with cold.
Wait, what? Where'd my shoes go?
From the corner of his eye, the lieutenant gives your feet a worried glance. Rain drips from his glasses.
Why am I not wearing shoes? I thought I was wearing shoes. I should probably do something about this.
The lieutenant nods, then looks east.
What's east?
Behind the gates, heaps of supply crates, red and blue metal shipping containers, slick with rain. The Greater Revachol Industrial Harbor is an artificial mountain range. Immense wealth resides within, and immeasurable poverty in its shadow. La Drusienne, King Dries passenger harbor. Cruise ships flanked by dock arms. Cranes watching over the mouth of the river distributary.
Well, then what's over there?
Couronne, the lower middle class. Distributary after distributary cuts the city blocks in half. 7-story buildings trail off into the rain. A silvery curtain of rain over the houses. The class divide.
Well, then what's north?
Capeside apartments. Tower blocks crowd one another. 4.46mm bullets still lodged in their war-torn stone walls.
Might as well leave them there for structural integrity.
Hallways collapse from the mortar hits of a war that was lost long ago. Clotheslines go to waste in the rain. Radios play.
And closer.
A yard. Rain falls onto the roof of a woodshed. Coal leaks into a puddle beneath a dead man's feet. He swings from a tree, bloated. Droplets of rain slip from his cold cheeks.
Well, he'd better be down from the tree by now, considering all the other stuff it went through.
A traffic jam. Rain thrumming on the roofs of motor vehicles. Inside, drivers watch water streaming down their windshields. The statue of a king shudders. He too is cold. The canal bridge has been raised. The road ascends. A raised motorway loops above the ghetto. Beneath its concrete columns, a sea of rooftops, woodwork, and tar stretches northward. 4-story buildings as far as the rain can fall. The snows melt in Jamrock.
Where the hood at? Further.
In the rain-swept distance, above the rooftops of Jamrock, a repurposed silk mill stands perched above the motorway exit. Precinct 41 hunches in the rain. Your vision blurs. You wipe your face with your hand. The rain stings your eyes, making you look up and blink.
Right, I like that old song.
Coalition aerostatics hang like apparitions under the cloud cover. Way up there, where rain forms, rotors flutter silently. Your sight clears.
What's below?
Collapsed storm drains, old sewage systems flooded with rainwater. Hidden weapon caches from the Revolution. Doors leading down to Le Royaume. The catacombs to which, for 3 centuries, they delivered the blue-blooded dead.
Motherfucker.
This rain will not let up anytime soon. At least we are dressed for it. Let's keep moving.
You got it, bro. I would follow you into hell itself, although it seems like we're already there. great. He did a great job. Slow going up.
You missed a good show before. A kid came by and completely fucked the tree to pieces.
Yeah, sound like it.
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good! It was porno!
Stop using the K word. It belongs in the past. Total retards use language like that. Congratulations, Kuno. You just made yourself. No. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, it's not an approval. But don't you... I ain't gonna be racist. Wish I could have been here to see it and ask more questions. I don't think they're gonna listen to me no matter what I say. Wish I could have been here to see it. Now ask some questions.
Shoot that shit at Kuno, Pigonaut. Kuno doesn't fucking care.
I bet you don't. Okay, well,
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side.
beautiful web chair from your eye. Well, it's down.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy.
Oh, we're doing it here, huh? A field autopsy.
1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3.
Got it.
The fuck are they on about?
Cop's gonna cut his shit up!
Don't we have someone else for this? A doctor? Don't we have someone else to cut his shit open? Got it. Yeah, don't we did we not have the funding for this?
No, you and I are detectives.
Hmm.
The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain. From autopsy to cleanup, to social work, everything.
Honorary rank.
An honor and a burden
Ah.
attached to your rank once you've proven yourself able. Usually after 5 to 8 years of field work. Mine is lieutenant detective.
Yes, I feel like a detective. I don't think I'm a detective. Bro, I know you're a detective. You probably feel like you're dealing with this
You
crap.
are. Your station would not have assigned you on this case if you weren't. Now, the way I see it,
He looks at the corpse with some disgust.
it's either this, or we complete the initial interviews. We already met Evrard, but didn't quite get his interview done. For that, we would have to ask him about the lynching, like we did with Joyce.
Mm-hmm. Let's do this now.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
First, what exactly is a field autopsy?
Come on, officer. You know what a field
I'll hold the
autopsy is.
flashlight.
You've done 100 of them.
He pulls on a pair of latex gloves. Clap your gloved hands. Let's get in there.
There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there in limited capacity.
Okay.
I'll ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe I should handle the contact and you take notes?
We just fill this in, right?
That's right.
No prob. I'm glad y'all are having fun with your very strange game. At least the stories are cool. Alright. Open your ledger at the field. I would like to remove his boots.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with,
Begin. 1. Assistant. Jump ahead to the 3-part summary as follows autopsy. Begin.
That's you.
Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau. He should probably accept that his name is Harry Dubois. Although I am pretty attached to Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau, but let's just keep it with the rest of them.
the corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says,
Coroner's case number.
KK57 dash 0803 dot 0815.
Alright, write it down.
Next,
Name.
NA. Next,
Date of birth.
NA.
Age.
Roughly 50.
Okay.
Try 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
Right, approximately 42.
He nods.
Right?
Mondial.
Mondial, write it down.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
6.
Fucky, fucky!
The little monster exclaims energetically.
Male.
Pigs can have sex!
Right, fucky, right, male, right, pig's head.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
Date of death.
We're still going with March 4th. 51.
Alright.
What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK 57 0503 0815 listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
Evidence of treatment.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, we finally got the body down. We're doing a serious case report. If I want to do silly stuff, we'll do it on another run. Yeah, that would make me feel even worse if Kim just trusted me. I would be scribbling that out and putting in the actual answer. Like, no, I miswrote it. What exactly is treatment? Doesn't the footprints look like it was carried over? What is treatment?
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
Don't overdo it. It's okay to be unsure.
Didn't the footprints look like it was carried over? Well, at the thing they said that he was unconscious and then they carried over, so... But, well, I mean, Kuna was throwing rocks at him.
A silent nod. The lieutenant places his gloved hand on the corpse's chest, as if in preparation. Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed.
Memory?
Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches, to make sure she is dead more than anything else. The building is tall, 7 stories wind-wrapped in solitude. Most of the apartments are unoccupied. This was a suicide. The other, an accident. The small one. And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today. 42 stations of breath.
We should start the post-mortem.
Alright.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest.
Summary of what?
It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
Okay, external examination summary.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
He turns the body onto its side to check the underwear label. Of what Esprit de Corps is? That one shows up every time it seems to be thinking about how other people are thinking.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
Write it
The
down.
rest of the clothes have been removed post-mortem by scavengers in order to get to the victim's ceramic armor. Officers are in search of the missing pieces. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
What if we took the boots?
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you have deserved them more than anyone else.
Well, see, Drama, the problem is, if I take the boots and try to, like, wear them or something, would that be kind of obvious? How am I gonna hide the boots? Like, yeah, the boots, with the fur even. The whole club looking at her. She hit... he hit the ground. Oh, okay, yeah, it seems to... Esprit de Corps usually shows up, I guess when Harry is thinking something about Kim? What? She hit the ground. Next thing she found. Shorty got lynched. Sorry. Oh, nice. During the first stream, I had a weird glitch, and I had to, I had to do the same thing I was trying to do to get around the glitch, but, like, more. When am I gonna get them? Omit the boots. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with those boots. You know what? I'm gonna write it down.
The
We're not
boot has
taking
a
the
serial
boots.
number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alpha numerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design.
Write it down.
Tattoos.
He stands up, feet planted on the other side of the
The upper
body.
torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini. The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color, yellow. Length, 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end.
Alright. I have been wondering... Thanks. It's really one of my finer dream moments. I have been wondering, like, what if you fail to get the body down for a tree for a long time? Will it just rot so much that the head snaps off and it falls down? I mean, that would not be great. But, like, I kind of wonder if that's what happens.
Well nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing.
Oh, yeah, I guess if it's that cold, it's gonna take it a while to rot that much. Yeah, Pistachio's pretty tolerant of me touching her toes. But, occasionally she'll just be like, no more beans for you.
Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Touch the corpse's hair before moving on. That would be a little weird to do that. I'll let him do the physical examination. Short, light brown, male pattern baldness.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Yeah, thanks to fucking law, Kuno.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max.
Kid, you're too drugged out to throw straight in the first place. Shut up.
Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
You got shit velocity, Kuno. Bring it!
In
Bring
addition,
it, bitch!
there are bite marks on the face,
I slap this
scalp,
kid.
and chest. Consistent with predation.
And then for high velocity. Yeah, I'm not gonna say high velocity.
Ligature mark.
Lieutenant uses a small folding knife. With the other hand pulling on the belt, he starts cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious that the material cannot be cut.
The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
Okay, so I guess you just have to, like, loosen it up a bit?
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Good thing we got these chain cutters. Pull out the rubber grip cutters.
Always good to think ahead. Now,
He points to the rope squeezing the dead man's neck.
we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
Oh god, okay.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
They're
No,
having a
he
great
ain't.
time.
Your pig's a boring fuck.
Yes, I'm Kuno's pig, I agree. I'm not your pig, Kuno. Look for a good spot to cut. No, look for a good spot to
The
cut.
belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east.
Ew.
The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there. Steady now, like a flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come loose.
Okay.
After some
Looking helped.
deliberation,
Nice.
you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow.
Press down.
Snap! The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
Ew. Huh, yeah, that must have been pretty traumatizing for the kid. Like, that is not great stuff.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
Lieutenant has kneel closer, running a finger along the dark red groove until there's a gap.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up.
Yeah.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters.
Write it down.
Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant. Pelvis intact.
Protuberant.
Genitalia.
He pulls down the man's underpants.
No, it's gonna happen. See.
Oh my god, shut up, Kuno.
I fucking knew it!
Kid,
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
I'm not gonna give the kids more to go off of. Write it down and
Back is
move on.
symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
Oh yeah, I bet that character at one point was just like, oh no, the baby doll monster again. Oh no, my corpse is getting eaten. Oh no. Like it's gotta wear off after a while. Also, I figure once you've seen something like that for a long time, eventually you're just like, yeah, I've seen worse.
In addition,
No
I
matter
see
what you
smaller,
see.
residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
The scarring is extensive, way more than a law official's.
We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars.
Write it down.
Last item. Hands.
Takes the man's right hand in his, inspects it, then moves on to the other hand. I'll let him work, I don't want to get in his way.
Hands are clean. No sign of a recent struggle.
Were we expecting any?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
That makes sense.
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
He turns to the side to breathe. It's not enough. He buries his face in the sleeve of his jacket. Internal examination? Oh boy.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
What do you mean, a moral? If I may add the moral of the story, what do you have to say, conceptualization?
What would that be?
He looks at you inquisitively.
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
The brain is very vulnerable to compromises in its blood supply. I mean, it is. I'll thank you. It's true. It's true. All caps are bastards except for Kim Ketsuragi. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, if he was sent back at some point, must have been afraid of having to go back there. The brain is very vulnerable to compromises and
I
blood
think
supply.
that may well be the moral of every story, officer.
The lieutenant grins. Alright, NA.
Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
He gets close to the mouth hole, eyes squinting from the stench. Hyoid bone is such a weird bone. It's literally the wishbone.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
That's his head.
The
What's wrong with
hyoid
you?
bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system.
Back hunched as if in prayer, he begins to pry open the dead man's jaws. He stops to exert more force. Both hands are used.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
That makes sense for someone who was hanged. Glance over.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his.
Don't throw up on the corpse.
Hepatobiliary. NA.
Hepatobiliary? What? Don't we have anything?
Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
He looks at the corpse's stomach with a mixture of tiredness and disgust. I don't think so.
Neither am I.
And that's it?
That's it.
Okay, NA.
Same for toxicology and serology. NA.
Both?
Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there,
The completionist in me wonders if there's something we can still do.
like a toxicology screening. At this stage, I doubt processing will find anything, even if he was brimming with cocaine. But still, you should add a request.
Okay.
Brimming with cocaine.
Shut the fuck up, electrochemistry. Write NA and add toxicology requested.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits lividity in the lower extremities, feet, hands, and neck, visually consistent with the hanging.
Write it down.
Gastrointestinal.
He breathes a sigh of approaching relief. This is the last field on the list. He looks around, to the ground, to the pool of feces there.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
He touches the corpse's bloated lower abdomen briefly. Write it down. Emit the voila. Write it down. Keep the voila. I kind of want to keep the voila.
What's next on the list?
Description of injuries. Summary.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
Be thorough if you want maximum results.
Well, yeah. We gotta figure out everything we can about this guy. Bite marks.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted.
Alright.
And your opinion, officer?
Beneath the description, there are 2 boxes waiting to be ticked. Opinion, fatal injury. Non-fatal, postmortem. Well, the bites are non-fatal. They're postmortem.
Agreed. Next injury?
Contusions.
So, the scalp bleeds from a
Bruises.
post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
He has.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Yes, at the weakest possible velocity from your pathetic little noodly shrimp arms,
Has
Kuno.
confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Sure, write it down.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest. where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Non-fatal postmortem.
Right. Next,
The ligature.
a dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact.
So pretty much his throat was crushed, but his spine is still
I see
okay.
hemorrhaging on the skin, above and
So he
below
just
the
choked
ligature
to death.
mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
They did say that he was unconscious after they overpowered him and took his unconscious body to the tree and then hung it. Even though something's up with them.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible. Think for a moment. There's time. Don't rush.
Well, I mean, that's what killed him, right?
That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned. But it's a start. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
Alright, how did it go?
Well, we established probable cause of death. Some would say that's the goal of an autopsy. We also requested a toxicological screening. That was thorough. The results should arrive in a couple of weeks, if we are lucky. I will not hold my breath.
Yeah.
We were thorough with the list of injuries, too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
Yeah, seems like it.
Oh yeah. Well done, Master Detective. Maybe a drink is in order?
Shut the fuck up, electrochemistry!
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg
Okay, get a copy out.
for processing.
He looks at the dead man one more time, then at the slip of red paper in his hand, then at the corpse again.
I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
Tell me something, dead man.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
I can't get the damn compartment in my ledger open.
The Blue Heart. Oh, that's good shit. You'll love it. Just press down and fuck it open like you always do.
Sure.
Fuck it hard. Corpo the clown.
Very clever. And badumch for you. I slap my knee.
Means force. It'll work.
Okay, thanks. I hate you. You stink in your board.
Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dream.
I'm not gonna make that perception check. Try to remove the dead man's boots.
I thought we decided to leave it to processing. Let's not turn this into some kind of circus.
What if there's something in the boots?
This is turning into some sort of mega puzzle.
Eh?
You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more thorough.
No, look at his pants again.
He pulled down his breeches. Marbling is present around the crotch. The penis has shrunk,
Ew.
crawling halfway back inside him. There is nothing mysterious or noteworthy here.
Can't get enough of that dick.
Sure,
Do you
man.
think we missed something?
You can't shake the feeling that there are more secrets concealed in the flesh before you.
There's something we're not seeing.
Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination, and we need to do it fast.
Okay.
Hey, wasn't there a giant ice bear sarcophagus below that building?
Why, yes, there
Now,
was.
detective, I've rarely been disappointed by the size of a giant ice bear fridge. But I think we should still take a look at it first.
Okay.
Make sure it's big enough before we carry him over.
Yeah, like there's a pretty big ice bear fridge, but I'm not sure, I'm not sure it's big enough to hold this guy. Like, it might be, though. Yeah, I'm sure everyone with a dick who read that part was just like, ooh.
Let's move. With every hour, whatever we are looking for in the deceased will become harder to find.
Okay, so we're gonna go put it in the ice bear? Fuck, that means I need to plug it in again. Okay, or was that thing? Wait, was it over here? Or, no, wait. It's like downstairs from here? Or upstairs? No, it was downstairs. How did I pass this? It's right here. It's right here. Okay, I have to go plug it back in. Fuck, which one was it?
Both cables are unplugged from the breaker box.
Giant red cable.
Somewhere in the dark, a giant electrical mammal stirs to life.
Good, okay. Let's, now that I plugged it in again. Is this done melting?
This orange machine is dead still.
Okay, the ice isn't fully melted around it yet, though, so...
The bear's eyes are still glowing red, watching over all the ice cream wrappers hidden inside its belly.
What do you think of this fridge game?
It's certainly an eccentric choice, but it is capacious and cold enough, too.
Yeah,
But
sure
the
is.
optics on this are awful, he thinks. We need to be as silent as we can.
I'm surprised he's going along with
The
it.
visual confirms you could fit 2 more bodies in the ice bear fridge.
Now, we could pack this thing with bodies,
Shall
huh?
we go and get the body, then? I'll take the head, you take the feet. The stairs won't be easy, but we'll manage.
Okay, man.
The 2 of you, easily.
Okay, man, let's do this.
Is heavier than you expected and stinkier. It takes half an hour to get it down to the bed, then 10 more minutes to stuff it into the fridge. The lieutenant takes a step back to admire your handiwork.
My god, its eyes are a little growing red.
Beautiful. A dead body in an ice bear fridge. This is some of the best police work I've ever done.
He says, wiping his hands in his handkerchief.
You've definitely earned a drink after this. Perhaps even some pagan rites.
Yes, we need to celebrate by performing pagan rites. Let's bring out the meat and set it on fire. I'm not sure I believe you.
Of course you don't. Look at that. What have we done? We stuffed a dead body in an ice bear fridge. This does not leave this room.
I think this is a glorious achievement, and people need to hear about it. We did our best with the means at our disposal. Yeah, I'm not proud either, but we did find a fridge. This isn't place for Kim, it's art. We're artists, and this is our vision. Yeah, Kuno absolutely saw us, and Kuno West, I guess. Man, I gotta watch Dead Boy Detectives. Stuff like that seems like really good character moments. Not proud either. We did find a fridge.
As impressive as the fridge is, this is a small victory, among numerous defeats.
Yeah.
At least we've stopped the body from decomposing further. Now you can conduct another inspection, under controlled circumstances.
Yeah.
Inside the icy realm of the ice bear fridge, the corpse stands slumped, waiting.
Okay, so I need to increase perception. Where's perception? Perception. Right, not quite enough blood and gore for her taste. Hold on a second, I gotta run to the restroom. Burp. There we go. Alright. Remember to actually turn off my burp screen. Art and murder. It's all Rio shoes. Oh, he just neither like Rio shoe. Oh yeah, if Charles has some technological ability, he'd probably have an easier time. Okay, do I have a better chance here?
Still glowing red.
Fuck.
It's guarding over the freezing corpse hidden inside its belly.
I can retry it though.
Your arm reaches out,
Wow.
and your eyes close, as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, dead flesh through the latex glove. It's right under the palm of your hand.
What is this? Is it my fucking gun? My badge, maybe? I'm really surprised I got that.
His cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a rubber spider, your gloved hand crawls on his features. Everything is silent, all around.
Guess we're just sort of doing everything here.
They are swollen shut. You need to really push to get in.
Push your fingers in his nose.
Only the little one fits. The flesh changes shape as you bore in, searching for something in the cartilage.
Ew.
The thing you're looking for, it's not there. Crawl out, spider.
Alright, put your fingers in his mouth. Ew.
The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop.
Yeah, got all swollen.
You're on the right track.
But play with it? Are you sure this feels right?
The tongue moves freely in the cavity. The mucus of the mouth is slippery, fragile, even through the latex. From the soft meat, teeth are budding. Hard pearls of bone in the gums and in the back of the mouth.
God, these descriptions are too detailed.
Can you
Gross.
feel it? You're so close. Rip his jaws open now. Look in.
Open your eyes and
A
look.
vision of black and dark red death. pried open by your hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from his throat.
So I should have looked
And
in
there,
sooner.
in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened.
Was he shot?
An abrasion collar. This is what we're after.
Say abrasion color.
Abrasion collar.
The attendant looks in. There's a pen in his hand. His notebook is open at the copy paper. Touch it with your finger, gently.
A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound.
Oh, yeah, I was worried about looking further in because one of his mind voices was like, "You might throw up all over him," and I was like, "No, don't throw up on the evidence." Ew.
Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
Brainstem.
Yes, that's what this part is called.
Okay, yeah, thanks. That helps a
You've
lot.
seen the drawings. You've studied them.
Alright, feel around, I guess.
The basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex.
Man, I almost lost an opportunity. I barely passed that perception check. I didn't think I was gonna make it. Okay.
This man will never sleep again. Never wake.
He certainly won't. He's fucking dead.
Your yellow fingers slide into the remains of the limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres.
There's a cavity cut right between the hemispheres. I'm gonna tell him everything.
The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper.
Push deeper.
Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow. All the muscles in your body harden. Time to enter him.
Why are they making this, like, creepily kind of erotic, I think? I like that sentence. That little slither bug is the size of us. I'm sure I'll get it eventually. Punch a hole through his mouth. Wriggle?
Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you
Ew.
push deeper until you feel it on the tip of your finger. Ice cold serrated metal. Its edges cut right through the latex and into your finger.
Oh, bro, that's unsanitary. Feel a solid object right under the skull. Inspect the skull first. Okay, I could possibly fill it out. I feel a solid object right under the skull.
Can you get to it?
He searches his pockets for something. Inspect the skull.
There's a tiny crack, a protrusion in the cranium, right in the back of his head. Your finger must be pointing straight at it from the inside. The object that is in there stops just short of the skull, in the encephalus, knocking this tiny fracture into the cranium.
We have the makings of a very small exit wound here.
Okay. Glad I, bubbled that up earlier. Ew, what do we
You
get?
pick the object between your index and middle finger. It feels sharp, like metal. With your face twisting from pain and concentration, all you need to do is just...
Whisper, I got it. I'm letting him know
Okay.
what's happening. The fridge in the background buzzes with excitement. Slowly pull your fingers
The
out.
inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove. Sweat dripping down your brow. Careful not to lose the prize between your fingers.
What is it?
With a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth. The garden glove is covered in blood right up to the wrist. Between your fingers, a small flower, a blossom made of lead.
Mm-hmm.
A bullet.
It was shot. The evidence puts a small bag marked evidence under it. Drop it in.
The bullet falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood on the plastic. He raises the bag under his eyes and says,
Ah, okay. I don't want Kuno and Kuno S to see more than they already have.
A non-caliber. Rifle. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact.
Keep it, Lieutenant, as a gift.
No, you deserve it. We can log it later.
The Lieutenant drops his bag in your hand. It feels light.
We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion color. Soft palate, back of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound?
He underlines the injury forcefully. Sounds like Evan. Sounds about right. Say nothing, just nod. It sounds about right.
Opinion, fatal injury.
Man, I don't know, cause like, I feel like the guys are covering for something. I feel like the hanging was a cover up for something else. I already felt like that, and now it seems like someone shot him and then they're covering up for them. Mystery. Wasn't that what we thought the last time? Goddamn right.
And one last thing. We should amend injury number 3. Ligament mark. New opinion, non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
Mm-hmm. Click goes pen.
he's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
The ligament mark, the fractured hyoid bone, it was all treatment.
Yes, and the belt around his neck. The hanging. Even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead.
Now we jumping to
I've
conclusions.
had this doubt since you showed me the tracks, officer.
Mhm.
We could not account for why they carried him over. Why not march him? There was no satisfying explanation.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There have been other signs too. Small details. Everything is too neatly designed for us to assign probable cause here, as we did, full-heartedly. Well, no more.
We almost fell for it, he thinks. Almost.
Who would do this?
That's for us to find out. But this, it will make finding them just a little easier.
I sure hope they didn't use my gun to kill him. Why would anyone do
To hide
this?
something. The real killer? The real motivation? What really happened here?
That's what I figure. I think I need to wash up.
Oh, you really, really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening.
Maybe I should go up there before the evening just to wash up. Maybe the bullet holds more answers.
Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
It sure could. I'm hoping it's not my gun.
We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen.
I'm
in Kinema.
expecting it's our gun.
I can transport him to processing myself, but I will be gone for the rest of the day.
You'll be gone. What should I do in the
Work
meantime?
on the case. Tend to personal matters. Try not to do anything too dangerous. An officer needs backup in a neighborhood like this.
Okay, man.
I'll leave that choice to you. And one more thing. Great work, detective.
Stop.
After you bag the corpse, Lieutenant Kitsuragi will leave the party until tomorrow morning. You can do side tasks, and even the main case, but it might be more difficult. Plan his exit accordingly.
Okay, let's bag him up, man.
All right.
He takes out a shiny black body bag and starts pulling the plastic over the dead man's
There
face.
go those beautiful enamel boots. He will never own the full set now. May they rest in processing.
Oh well.
Oh well, in another lifetime.
In another playthrough.
I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands. I'll take the legs.
Bag the corpse and drag it to the motor carriage. Frickin' oh, I never finished it. I am interested in what happens when I get the boots. Maybe I should. I'm gonna go wash up. How do I. There we go, I'm too close. I wanna go wash up. I'm guessing it must be, pretty disgusting. I'm gonna wait till Kim gets back to deal with them. Oh, you asked what the rent was. I made enough money that I was able to prepay the rent for tonight because he wanted me to prepay it. I didn't have enough money, at first, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna see what happened because I wasn't able to get enough. But Kim had some hubcaps in his car that he took from another case. Oh, yeah, good idea. Thanks, Negs. But yeah, Kim had some hubcaps in his car, and he was like, let's go pawn them. And they pawned for quite a lot of money, and so Kim gave me the money I needed, because he just gross bathtub. Kim gave me all the money I needed
This is not the cleanest bathtub in the world,
for the rent, and then I had a little bit extra. Kim got something out of it too, so that's good. And then I had enough extra where I was able to pay off this night in advance, and I'm keeping some money to pay off further nights in advance. Cleaner than you are right now.
That soap scum smell. It smells like life, at least compared to you.
Friggin', I want to live forever with the corpse smell, memento mori and stuff. Nah, run yourself a bath.
The bathtub slowly fills with water. The water beckons.
Let's get in there.
The water is only lukewarm, but still comforting. Like amniotic fluid. A few beer cans are bobbing up and down along your flanks, like sad duckies.
I should take the beer cans and sell them.
You feel nice and lonely, and so tired.
Take the beer cans out.
Now you are alone with your thoughts in the tub. But it's easier than being alone with your thoughts outside the tub.
Yeah.
They're not even really thoughts, just assorted sensations. None of them acute enough to focus on.
Linger in the tub a little
Your
bit.
fingers grow pale and are covered
Nice.
with tiny whirls as the water cools.
There you go. Give yourself a nice rest.
What are you doing? You're not some fat fish in a fucking aquarium. Time to get moving.
Shut the fuck up. Imagine something.
You see the corpse. You can still smell the cadaver on you. It's going to take more than one bath to get rid of that stench.
Do I not have any soap?
Then, houses along a narrow street. A video rental. Darkness on the planet's curvature.
Thanks, contextualization. Alright.
The waterline recedes as you stand. You are cold now. Your clothes stick to your still moist skin.
I'm guessing I didn't have a towel handy. If I, like, use my pry bar, can I pry this door open? I guess not. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk to that one lady, just see if she was the one who was attacked. I just left my door open during that, huh? Okay. Oh, wait, did I, what about the beer cans? Can I get the beer cans and sell them? Okay, they're not in here. I also felt bad for pawning them, but I was like, well...
The door is closed.
Knock again.
Still no answer.
Try the handle.
This door can only be opened with a key or from the inside.
Knock again harder.
Still nothing.
Okay. Okay, what can I do while it leads away? Hey, Everett mentioned you.
Help you?
Okay. Already prepaid my bill. Oh, what's up? I hope no one needed that. I hope that wasn't like this guy's special stash or something. I
You
feel so
see
bad.
A heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
I wonder if there's a way I could get in there from the outside. There was also, just walking around with my gloves and my pry bar looking like a crazy person. There's something up on this roof. Is she still there? Yeah. How the hell do I get up there? I'm guessing I have to get through the secret passageway to get up there. I was wondering if there was a way to get over there from like here, but doesn't seem like it. Like, if I could get into here somehow. It's gotta be, like, from the secret passageway, though. Maybe I can go examine that door of the shipping container. I go, like, up here, right? Oh, no, fuck. Sometimes navigating in this game is very confusing. Okay, then up, then around, then up here. Okay. Please tell me I can get over here again. Fuck. Well, I can get past, Race's Head now, right? I'm saving my next level up thing to figure out what I need it for. Okay, I do need to talk to him more, but I'm gonna wait for Kim to get back about that. Oh yeah, Renee, I can go on my little side quest here. Gotta wait for my best bro to get back. I don't want him to miss any of the action. I kinda want to commission a die from the die maker. I don't even know what I would do with it. You're down here somewhere, right? I think. Oh, over here. Just step all over your game. Hello.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabinier do for you?
Renee, I found your guard booth.
Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the night. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you.
Okay.
I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight.
Yeah, it's with a slight sigh. It's okay, man. Must have seen something on the night of the murder.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
Why were you on a leave?
It's a private matter. Nothing to do with your investigation.
Okay, man.
You see, officer, René is the kind of man would rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or, God forbid, a real man's man. He's just gonna ride it out.
I was wondering if it was a medical thing.
I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business.
The outburst makes him clutch his chest.
It's nothing. Just got to cut back on coffee.
Alright, man.
It's his heart.
So who was working your shift that night?
No one. The boss has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
He looks suddenly very old and tired. Right? Renee would be like, ah yes. Truly a healthcare system for the people. Where only the strong survive. The container yard has been unguarded for a week.
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean...
Look, officer. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before, René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
So it doesn't matter if you're there or not.
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
I feel kind of bad for this guy now. He's basically like a freaking Walmart greeter. They just gave him a job just to give him a job.
Evrard created this job for
It's good they're supporting him, but...
because he knows the Royal Carabiniers pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Everard gets it. Big guys looking after the small and everyone working together. I love it. Such dependency only weakens man further. Do or die. There is no middle ground. Renee is but one man. We need a program. Get all the elderly back in the job market. Keep folks motivated. Renee should rent out his services, invest the profit, get a few more guys, expand and repeat. Wage work is a dead end. There's absolutely nothing wrong with tear collecting. It's my side thing, too. Proudly hold out the tear bag. Might make him think I'm pathetic. Get all the elderly back in the job market. Freaking this entrepreneurial ass. I think there's nothing wrong with tear collecting, too. Honestly, I'm more for the system where, you know, like paying into Social Security and then it actually helps you when you're older or sick or something like that, and, you know, people don't necessarily have to work. That's more my thing. That's why the Republicans hate Social Security I want to cut it as much as possible. I hope the cats have some good outside time. Hope they get to frolic and romp. Yeah, this is one of those guys where you're like, huh. So you're too stubborn to admit that, like, I don't know, universal healthcare would be good. He would probably hate that idea because it would make him feel weak. And yet it would benefit him so much. The whole, like, sticking up and being a tough individualist is just very... It's just bad for everyone. It's like, would you rather feel cool while suffering and being miserable? Or feel accepted and cared for? Like, get over it, man. Kind of pathetic. Okay. Nothing wrong with tear collecting. They'll probably just make him feel, like, patronized. Big guys looking after the small and everyone working together. I love it. I don't know.
Can we conclude the topic of my guard boost now?
There's a grimace of pain on the old soldier's face. Looks like he wants to argue but can't find the words. I saw a picture in there. You were in it. Who's the girl?
She is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM.
His features stiffen and he gets a cold look.
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Gaston speaks with a soft voice. Okay, thanks, man.
Yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp.
Still trying to understand him.
Still,
Yeah.
all you see is an old soldier refusing to replace his uniform with a civilian attire.
Anything else I can assist you with, officer? We still have
Nah,
a
he's
game to
pretty
finish.
pissed. Sounds what, composure? I might put my next one into composure. There were a few times when composure could have helped me, honestly, so... I do really like Encyclopedia and Logic, though. Maybe I'll get back to him later. Save my skill points for something else. Cats sneeze so freaking cutely. Oh.
There. Working class drunk. You know what this means, right?
You wanna, like, pin it on someone else? I don't know what that means. What does K-Salt mean? Just so hard sometimes. Poor guy. The book is titled Man from Heimdall and the Wildfire. I do have to go talk to that one guy. But that's not for a few more hours still. Oh, thanks, I'll check that out later. Maybe I can go talk to that lady about reality. Hello, is your mural
Hello
going well?
again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Hey, rich lady, tell me more about reality.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I spoke with the lorryman at the roundabout.
Word has travelled, yes, but nothing of real substance has surfaced yet, I gather. Wild Pines has eyes on the intersection, but not ears.
One of the tall buildings overlooking the roundabout. It would give them a read on the entire quarter.
By the way, I have talked to Emperor Claire.
You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare?
Finally, time to choose sides.
I didn't. He's a beautiful man, beautiful and just. Emperor Claire is a hero of the workers' movement. He's the champion I've sworn fealty to. He's a bloated rainbow socialist. I can do business with him, for a socialist he's reasonable. He's not the champion I have chosen. I wish to swear fealty to you in the cause of capital. It's not important if I like him, I was just doing his job. Very honestly, I don't like him. Something's off about him.
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, actually...
She answers her own question.
Corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic, Worm-like corruption, reaching into the bowels of the earth.
She looks at the ground and nods.
Of course. I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a Worm myself.
Worm?
But if you felt like passing some information, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
I do like her silly casual attitude, but also I don't entirely trust her.
Speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things.
I mean, it would be interesting.
Tell her she'll like you for it.
I don't have anything else to say here, apparently. I'd rather talk about something else for now, if you don't mind.
Of course, Detective. Should something come up later, down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat.
Alright. Hold on, let me read the comment. Pretty cool you escaped hell, you're still with me now.
Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
I got some more questions about reality.
More lessons in basic reality? My favourite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
What times are these?
These are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late.
Too late for what?
For the big time.
Her eyes light up. There's a flash of teeth. What's the big time?
The revolution.
Huh, and what is the revolution I keep hearing about?
It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle.
Alright, Joyce Messier, AMA. What do you say, it was a bunch of apes duking it out? Who got shot in the head? Who got the mineral rights? When was this kerfuffle? Bunch of apes duking it out?
Of course. We're talking Duke Out Central. Full swing intra-species warfare.
And the apes, were they evil?
No. I would say the apes were neutral.
They're good apes, actually. Neutral.
On the other hand...
He turns north to the bombed-out buildings lining the waterfront, then shivers slightly. Who got shot in the head?
Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists, they all got shot in the head.
Hmm.
Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well. So well, one forgets they even existed.
Did the communists and anarchists shoot back?
Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
Truly a kerfuffle. That's a tragedy. Sounds like they should have shot more people in the head then. Well, say it certainly sounds like a kerfuffle.
Yes. The Insulindian deluge, they call it.
I had a deluge too, in my head. Point to your little head. Anyone else get shot in the head on the opposing side?
Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was unceremonious. Just as well, he wasn't actually the king. Just the king's nephew.
Aw.
The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad.
Smart king. Cowardly king. I loved that king. Fucking communist. I don't care about kings. Tell me one more thing. Kind of caught between smart king and cowardly king. Because, I mean, this is kind of a smart move, but also, what a bastard. Cowardly?
I prefer the term risk-averse. King Guillaume was nobody's fool. He could smell a PR disaster brewing, so he got out alive, and his nephew Fricelle got shot in his place. Him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully fascist kingsmen. It was a wild time.
Dang. Yeah, ever since I first met Edward, I was like, this is exactly the kind of person that is, like, built for me to not trust them. Overly familiar, manipulative, I don't like that. And, like, this lady, Joyce, isn't quite overly familiar, but she's, like, friendly in a sort of offhand way. Which still makes me a little bit wary, but it's like a gut feeling, you know. Who got the mineral rights?
The liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything.
She looks up at the sky, then inland at the crumbling city. And by liberals, you mean?
Liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective. Or the remaining gentry. The beneficiaries of the pre-revolutionary arrangement. Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the ultras, or ultra-liberals. They fared well.
Alright, how did they win it all?
They didn't win, so much as survive.
Aha.
We were the last ones standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember?
Okay then.
She's one of them. Of course.
Everyone got shot. Who was there to surrender to?
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights.
Who's the coalition?
The coalition of nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-le-Clay. The armed center of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do.
Moralist?
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights, and not shooting people in the head. At least not in the same manner and volume as the others do. They are the long-standing provisional rulers of Revachol now, the coalition government.
Okay.
The rulers of Revachol, and also the world. These guys are strong.
You should totally draw a magical girl doing a cool pose. Magical girls are really fun to draw. Congrats on getting some coloring done.
This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist.
I don't think I am a moralist, Sam. Not just technically, practically as well. I like what I've learned about these people. If always picking the option that doesn't commit to anything, then hell yes I am, and also not. I don't think he's a moralist. Magical girls can be overly detailed, but I think the ones that have more striking designs are the ones that have like a solid base design without too many details. It is really fun to add a bunch of fun details, but it's like if you can get the right shapes down, you can have really good magical girls then. Of course, Lobco and Libru have a fucking ridiculous series. I don't feel like he is. I don't think I am a moralist.
Not easy to be moderate about head shooting in your line of work.
Yeah.
Rooty tooty, pointy shooty.
Rooty tooty, pointy shooty.
That's the way of history.
When was this kerfuffle?
The turn of the century revolution? Don't answer it. It's a trick question.
She smiles mischievously.
The revolution began in 02 on the Isla of Grad, though by the end, nearly the whole world had gotten involved.
Who started it?
It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Mazov came along and overthrew the government.
Well, dang. What did the Zaroth do?
It made people overthrow their governments.
Really?
Of course not. It was a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue. The actual causes of the revolution were material. The pandemic only provided the spark. From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Mazov's government was overthrown in 08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end.
What about after that?
Why? You and I, officer. Our lives in the zone of control.
She spreads her arms, raincoat flapping in the wind.
Something tells you her life and yours are not that similar. Maybe it's because she has a boat and you have that necktie? A pair of pants?
Our lives are very different from each other.
No doubt. But we share the same time and position on the planet's crust. That counts for more than you think.
Yeah, I guess so. What is the zone of control?
A city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the Coalition of Nations. And you, of course, the citizens' militia.
The clatter of typewriter keys fills the main hall of the reappropriated silk mill. Precinct 41. Chad Tilbrook presses enter. Outside, Officer Elfboy Williams slams the door of an armored motor carriage.
The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, after the failure of the suzerain and the commune.
Happened everywhere else.
Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-eastlery communication. Telematic milieus, radiation, coloured plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade.
How long has it been like this?
43 years.
Jeez.
Hard to fathom, I know.
What have we been doing all that
The
time?
20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river levelled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, It's regarded as an improvement on what came before. 08 to 19 was simply hell.
And after that?
The 30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere.
Were they?
No. It was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and quantitative easing. The 40s dispelled it like a cold splash, an Isla-wide hangover, you might say. And here we are.
She curtsies.
Welcome to reality, baby.
Interesting question. What would you have done differently?
Good question. What would you have done differently?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
No, her first.
I asked, who are you in all of this? I would have sought a medical solution. Sounds like Zaroth drove these people mad. I would have killed more, 400 million if that's what it took. I would have made off with the mineral rights. I don't know what I would have done differently. I asked you, who are you in all this?
And I asked you, past less detective of the Citizens Militia, what insight has acute encephalopathy given to you?
I don't know what I would have done differently.
You would have died, most likely. Not far from here. Maybe even right here, during the beachhead, defending the coast the day the Coalition took the city.
The cold runs down your spine. She gestures toward the waters.
Probably. Happily. No way, I wouldn't have fought with the communards. My character's already pretty communist. Probably.
The wind stops. There is silence on the dark water of the Martinez Inlet. A dog barks. A gunshot echoes off the walls of some distant building.
No, almost certainly. The commune would have forced you. Such was the fate of the undecided.
It's enough about the times.
They are what they are. Who knows? An afterbloom may yet come. Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
Not so fast. Who is she in all this? Ask her who she is. She owes you an answer.
I don't know what you are.
She won't maneuver her way out of this one.
Say nothing.
I am the vilest of the vile. A traitor. A devourer of nations and infants.
She says with a sudden flash of teeth.
I am an ultra.
Dios mio, draw across. A liberal. Cool, I liberate pretty hard myself. What's an ultra?
An ultra-liberal. It's a type of liberal. From the revolution.
Yeah, she just mentioned that, but...
Not the moderate kind.
Cool, I liberate pretty hard myself. I don't know if I liberate pretty hard myself. What's so vile about it?
Haven't you heard? I am a nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp. One of those who pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution. We surrendered the nation to financial colonists. No sane person identifies as an ultra anymore. Not in broad daylight. Tell me, now that I've uncoiled myself, are you repulsed?
Kind of a weird way to say that, I gotta admit, but...
And self-satire. Decades of guilt and pride.
I forgive you, but only because you're charming. I don't care. Honestly, I don't think he would care. I don't think I care. It seems like she... Yeah, like she does seem to feel guilt about stuff that happened, but... Probably thought she was doing things right. I forgive you.
I do hope so. I hope we are able to remain collegial despite my monstrousness. The Ultras didn't have anything against the king, or the commune, you see. It was just business.
was wondering if they were just, like, libertarians, essentially. Okay, so essentially the kind of party that just follows the money. Which I can sort of understand. Can also fuck a lot of people over if you're only following the money.
When the dust settled, the Liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future. This was all our last generation managed.
Returns or gates the Delta. Okay. So they had big plans and they kind of fucked it up. Apparently. Yeah, I bet hypothermia sounds really nice in a Scottish accent. I can't, like, roll my R's, so I can't do that fun little R rolling thing you get in some Scottish accents, like the stronger accents. Would you have done something differently?
With due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinaise a monument to the efficacy of its artillery.
While a gentle wind sweeps the streets in the rebuilt east, light drizzle washing it clean, lights go up and motor carriages circulate the tracks.
I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the Coalition. Not here in Martinaise, and not in the Stella Maris or Delta Beachheads either. If not for my own sake. Then for my daughters. We had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole Isla down rather than let them have it.
Dark orange flames reflect in her green eyes. An oil fire on the ocean.
You have daughters?
Yes. Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother. And a wife. Now, shall we return to reality?
What is... I kind of want to try it. I can retry it. Damn it.
It remains a mystery what you mean by this something close. This isn't about you. It's about reality.
I don't think that's going to happen. Should increase conceptualization. That's all for
Glad to
now.
have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything
Thank you, that's all for now. Yeah, how about that and Mia? Can't roll my damn R's. Still strike on the gun. I took this guy 9. Yeah, I am interested in that. To find a way into the secret passage somehow. Let's can I ask about that? Okay, I have to find that. Maybe I'll just stumble across if miracles happen. Right. To wait for that tomorrow. Just looking for the lady driver. Oh, good night, man. That sounds nice. Love it when I'm actually comfortable laying down, or in general.
Give me a moment.
plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth reads Kraz Marzov. A poor communard, from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
Father Marzov, hero of the working class, salute the
warm
statue.
feeling fills you as you look into Marzov's marble eyes. The hallway behind the door is empty. No one else heard your courageous salute.
These shoes come in 3 different sizes. Huh? Why didn't it say I was wearing shoes before? Because I am wearing shoes. I do get +1 poacher with those. For ultimate performance efficiency, these Fallen Ultra Series gloves come fingerless and with a grippy padding covering the palms, making these ideal for quadrupedal movement or for lifting cargo. Moss crawls on these bathroom tiles. Actual moss. Ew. Maybe I could go, like, hang out outside that guy's apartment like a freak. Hmm? The curtain shift just a little. Someone is watching from within. Another can up there? Or... no, okay, I took all the cans off earlier. It's the watchtower again. Maybe to pass some time, I can, read this thing? May interact.
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Friesel. From the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers spread to the corners of the cover.
Why Friesel?
Because
Friesel
was incompetent, foolish, and cruel. In short, the embodiment of everything the communards wished to overthrow. It's satire, you see.
Okay. What do we
see? To your
see?
disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. Just column after column of closely set text, interrupted occasionally by little doodles in black and white.
Porque no los dos. Maybe tomorrow will be both of those things. That's how you know you're having a good time with your friends, when you get into some real weird nonsense.
After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table of contents.
Like, if everything turns out well, you'll end up with a new stupid inside joke.
The magazine is divided into several sections. International development, Kunst und Kultur, and local concerns. Just inside the cover, there's also an editor's note.
Editor's note.
Comrade, as you know, this journal takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, Du cristal a la fumée. This was his way of describing the way the rigid, crystalline structures of capitalist ideology turn to smoke under communism. But, like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too are at risk of going a la fumée. Unlike many publications which are content to spoon-feed their readers reassuring drivel, La Fumée is committed to telling the radical truth. even when that truth may drive away potential subscribers.
Oh, alright. I mean, if you're already watching a marathon, you could be like, hey, how about something different?
So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider subscribing today. Yours in struggle, the editors.
Alright.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
International
This
developments.
section includes a long, tedious critique of the latest round of free trade negotiations between the EPIS nations and the Free State of Semenine. You also skip over an article about heavy fuel oil smuggling along the Messina border, something about bear wrestling in Samara, book riots in Yugograd.
All sorts of stuff happening.
Whoa. Bear wrestling. Flip back to that.
Yeah, let's check out the bear wrestling.
It seems to be part of a new public fitness initiative in the People's Republic of Samara, SRV, devised and promoted by none other than President Kanajinsky himself.
Kanajinsky, okay.
According to this extremely credulous account, Uncle Sport, as he's affectionately known to his people, has recently decreed bear wrestling the national sport of the SRV.
Does that mean two bears are wrestling each other, or...?
Of course not. The article makes plain that this is man on bear, or in some cases, woman on bear competition.
Quality.
2 competitors, 1 ring, 5 rounds.
12 already.
Until incapacitation.
Okay, I'm gonna read this magazine and then sign off for the night.
According to the SRV's Ministry of Information, the program has been a tremendous success. Public support stands at 87%, and youth obesity and alcoholism rates are down 12% and 7% respectively.
What if the rates are down because people died from fighting bears? Because it's hard to fight a bear if you're out of shape, because it's hard to fight a bear if you're drunk. Honestly, it seems like people who drink a lot might start fighting bears anyway, so...
That's very much the idea. President Kaczynski has long maintained that a strong body is the best defense against capitalist aggression.
Okay. Always good to catch up on foreign affairs.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
Buddies, Kunst and Kultur.
It takes a moment, but gradually it dawns on you that Kunst und Kultur must mean arts and culture.
Oh, okay, I got the arts part.
As you leaf through this section, you come across several reviews of recent radio plays, as well as a brief artist spotlight featuring a local artist identified only as CS. The main feature, though, is a long essay titled Tip Top Tourney, a critical Mazovian perspective.
Okay, who's CS?
This so-called artist spotlight is really just a brief Q&A, made all the briefer by the subject's evident hostility to her interviewer.
What is this Tip Top Tourney?
The actual article is surprisingly light on details, but after skimming a page or two, you gather that it has something to do with motor carriage racing. If you don't follow it, you only ever hear about the ludicrous sponsorships and obscene death toll.
Right. Let's see what these communists have to say about Tip Top.
You think you're settling in for a relaxing recap of the most recent season, maybe sprinkled with some nice anecdotes about a few of the more colourful drivers.
That's what I would expect.
Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10,000-word feature about all the politically problematic aspects of Tip Top Tourney.
What's wrong with it?
Where to even start? For one, there's the crass commercialism of its sponsorships, and then there's the practically criminal emphasis on deadly motor crashes.
What's wrong with a good motor crash? Like, just keep it interesting. I mean, I mean, they have a point calling that out, but they keep it interesting.
And that precisely is what's problematic about it. Were it not for the promise of random, spectacular violence, audiences would quickly lose interest.
I mean, you're not wrong.
At the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000 real races that you're really watching for.
You're right, I really am just in it for the violence.
You see, one cannot avoid the conclusion that Tip Top Tourney is simply the apotheosis of spectacular entertainment under capitalism.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
What are the local concerns?
Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up with articles declaring unqualified support for the dock workers' strike. You skim the headlines. Paint the harbour red and white. Martinez tames the wild pines. A city in revolt. First we take Martinez, then we take La Delta. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Capeside Apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent. Ah, this must be Gaston's handiwork.
Damn, communists should have killed a lot of them when they had the chance. If it weren't for the wild pines, all those moochers would be out of a job. Charging rent just to live somewhere is pretty outrageous. I actually agree. Wouldn't it be better for everyone if labor and capital could reach some reasonable accommodation? Why should I care? It doesn't have anything to do with me. I am against rent.
The writer G. Martin remarks dryly that
because communism built her.
Wealth redistribution, so long as it's only redistributed upward.
I mean, I agree with that too.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
Right, read through that. The bullet mushroomed out on impact. It now looks more like a fanciful jacket button, something that could pierce skin, flesh, and bone. Interact.
The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Kim has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, and date and location the bullet was found. Beside his orderly handwriting, the bullet looks especially sad, like a tiny, shriveled head of cauliflower.
What do I do with you, bullet?
The squished little thing has no idea. I know. You should find the gun that shot this bullet.
Eat it. Find the gun that shot it. Sell it for profit. It's my friend. I'm going to start talking to it. It will keep me company. We will find the gun that shot you, buddy.
Something a police detective would do. First, you should learn all you can about this little guy.
Gotcha.
Then find the gun that shot it and the person that gun belongs to. He used it to kill your victim. Neato.
Alright. Feel the bullet.
The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold, even through the bag. The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
Look at the jacket.
You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear. It feels standard.
And the core.
It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound.
Yeah.
What's interesting about the bullet thus far?
It's a jacketed bullet close to 5 millimeters in diameter. Wow, I actually know this. I mean, I guess... Like, he does just seem to sort of pull knowledge out of somewhere in his brain.
A jacketed bullet, which would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzle loader like those typically found on the streets of Martinez. Very interesting. You have an unusual military-grade bullet in your hand. Now all you need is to find a gun that could fire it.
Oh, fuck. Was that the one I fucking sold?
You can't remember what happened last week. What makes you think you're going to remember arcane firearm models?
Fuck. Damn it, I did say I was gonna sign off, huh? But the guns. Fuck, dude, the guns. Hold on. That son of a bitch. Hold on. Draw my little fan. Okay. Damn it, the guns. Maybe I can talk to this guy again? Oh man, it said I didn't. Hold on. Run around everywhere. Okay. It was in here, right? It was in the basement.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It means there are. This is a good find. Really justifies coming down here inside a secret room infested.
Damn it, I should have taken another rifle. I fucking sold that other one because I was desperate to get cash the first time.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red, watching over all the ice.
Now they should just unplug that now that we don't really need it anymore. Just, I hope we don't need it anymore.
Only the red cable is plugged into the breaker box, while an electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now. Both cables are unplugged
What if I...
A machine hums along with...
Can I, like, turn the crank down?
This orange machine is turning the crank feels oddly... It's all gone now. What better to assuage the creeping sense of failure than some frozen fat?
I don't think it's working.
Only the black cable is plugged into the breaker box, while the red one, something close to you, dies.
Yeah, I'm gonna, like, wait for the ice to melt out of that. Fuck, I sold that fucking gun. I have to...
Hello again. How can I help you?
Like one's carried about the Citizens Militia.
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question.
What? Sold?
Yeah.
Sure, man.
Get a chance here, Pirholodon with me. I don't know what your chemistry acting up. Okay, man.
Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print stands out from the other garb.
How did I not see this last time?
Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man striding toward you, a giant sword in each hand, encircled by burning embers. Behind him is a cluster of cabins engulfed in flames. Beneath him are the words, Heimdall burning.
Sniff the t-shirt. That's a rad man from Heimdall shirt you've got there. How much are you selling this t-shirt for? Sniff the t-shirt.
Smells like worn cotton and a little old sweat there.
Gross.
Worn cotton with a side of flea market or trash bin.
Sniffing is okay, but please don't try anything on. Can't have you leaving your photon emissions in the fabric of things you're not going to buy.
Okay, man.
You're not imagining it. Photon emissions? What is he talking about?
No idea. That's a rad man from Helmdall shirt you got there.
Hell yeah, man. I don't usually carry printed tees, but this one was just pure exemplar.
Must be a serious man from Helmdall fan.
A fan? No, I wouldn't go that far. But I do think the Hjálmdalaman saga is an integral part of our shared reality. Most people don't think that the man from Hjálmdal really existed, but they're wrong.
You mean he was real?
I mean, even if the man from Hjálmdal didn't exist before the adventure novels, the stories have made it so that he has. It's simple, really.
Say more. I'm totally with you, man. Reality has a way of bending back on itself. Not following me at all, sorry. I'm gonna call bullshit right now. Say more.
It's simply a matter of recognizing that cause and effect work in both directions.
Okay.
Besides, I've been to Kotla, though not quite as far north as the Hjálmdal, and watched northern lights travel across the sky. Very unique, energetic tides there.
His theory isn't exactly incoherent, but its logic does suggest some unusual neural activity. Interesting. Very, very unique energies indeed. Geomagnetic ley lines, one might even say.
Ask how much he wants for it. I can't buy anything yet, though.
2 real.
Just 2? Sounds like a good deal, though. I don't really know. Can you just give it to me for free? Cool. I'll think about it.
You should.
Right. Well, it's only 2 real, and I have enough money for 2 more nights. -2 authority, but +1 physical instrument, +1 shippers. Well, I just won't wear it when I need to talk to the Union guys, okay?
Welcome to Hjálmdal, officer.
Thanks, man.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
Kim is gonna be confused, but that's fine. Oh, right, frick, I said I'd sign off. I should try to go to bed slightly earlier than I have been. Using HE coordination? Wait, what? Still need to talk to him more about that. Okay, so this one's... Got the body down. Still trying to figure that out. Nice. The man from Hjálmdal is standing in front of Burning Village, dual-wielding his ever-present Zweihanders. Yep, just one-handing two-handed swords, of course. His muscles look ready to burst out of the two-dimensional print and into your three-dimensional life. Inspiring musculature, sprawling saga. Too old for this shirt. Black Black and white photo of a couple posing in front of a Ferris wheel. The girl is young and pretty, the man clad in the fancy uniform is smiling. On the back, his very steady hand has written the words, Revachol Fair, summer of 91. Laminated postcard offers a glimpse across the river. A little more than a decade after the war, the eastern bank is already fully renovated. The hillsides are lush with gardens and residences. Someone's parked a small beige airship by the fountain. The postcard will sell for a pretty penny. Cool, so the book like goes on after the events of the games. I'm guessing like there's gotta be stuff that happens after that. Okay, I'm still waiting for them to take this away. I gotta go talk to that one guy. I would like to just keep playing this, but also my neck hurts, so I have to get up and stretch it and put more pain relief ointment. Alright, I feel so lonely without Kim here. Okay, look at his face. Okay, I can also open this up this way. I've put a lot into Motorix. Volition's doing pretty good here. Empire. Like Encyclopedia too. I do really like logic. Dang, 10 more chapters, huh?
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache.
Okay, I can just sort of use this area to pass time if I have to. Which I kind of have to, but I'll do that later. Save. Let me, like, fully, like, totally save. Okay. Okay. Okay, I gotta make myself stop playing. So I can finish my tea and go to bed. Alright, I'm gonna try to be on for an early one again tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Wednesday. Wednesday already? Oh, yeah, right. Today was Monday. Okay. Well, cool. Alright. The snakes and anyone else hanging out, enjoy your book and pet your cats and do some stretches and postures. And if you start feeling tight pains in your neck, sometimes it's best to stretch it instead of just letting it get really bad, because muscle spasms suck. So, you know, do stretches, get up, move around, drink a lot of water. Yeah. Etc., etc. Alright, I'm tired. Good night. You too, man.